Welcome. My name is Cindy Davis. This is my final presentation for Introduction to Informatics. It's on birds of Southeast Kansas through social media. The natural world does not receive the respect it deserves as we progress through the 21st century. The time spent indoors increases and kids do not get to spend the time exploring all that the natural world has to offer. Robins are known as the harbingers of spring. Where do they spend the winter? Ducks and geese make a lot of noise when they travel, but when does the meadowlark return? What do birds do when it rains? How much do they eat? What do they eat? Why do sparrows pester hawks? Who sees these birds as they fly through their day? So many of us are inside all day long and miss many wondrous sights of nature. However, with social media, those who are out and about, such as farmers, ranchers, electricians, truckers, almost everyone has an iPhone these days or smartphone, they can share bird sightings as these birds migrate to and from their summer and winter homes. Hashtags could be used to share sightings, photos, and videos of our feathered friends. My target area would be Southeast Kansas. This area is the Southwind District of the K-State Extension Agency. 4-H and elementary schools could team up to create a project of migratory birds that fly through or spend the summer in Southeast Kansas. This would be the first part of a series to highlight flora and fauna of Kansas. In addition to the parks and wildlife areas, there are city parks and rural areas where sightings could occur. Educational outcomes could include history of the state before settlement and the large flocks of birds that blocked out the sun. Many environmental issues impact the lifespan of migratory and backyard birds. Ecosystems are being restored to allow for nesting sites and forage as they live or travel through the area. Changes to the environment with large cities creating lakes, building roads, and farming practices could impact these birds and their migratory routes. Birds travel great distances, which could include geography lessons as well. "4-H leaders, parents, and teachers would be able to share with the children the many types of birds that journey through Kansas and those that stay for the summer to live in our backyards. Activities could include bird feeders, bird houses, and bird baths to draw the birds in. Field trips to local areas to do some old-fashioned bird watching could also be included. Many types of lessons can revolve around the project, such as art, creative writing, and introduction to zoology. The eastern bluebird is a summer visitor, making him a backyard bird. However, he is picky and likes grubworms and corn muffins to eat. He is very particular about his housing. A painted birdhouse will not do. No paint or varnish can be used, and it must face an open field. Also, these birds are highly social and will live in flocks. The hashtag campaign would allow the children to relate the sightings to birds migrating through or where certain birds prefer to summer and why. Southeast Kansas has several state parks and reserves where children could visit through a field trip. Also, there are large nature reserves just to the north in the Miami and Johnson County area, such as the Meredithine National Wildlife Refuge or the Quivira National Wildlife Refuge. The summer tanager flies through the Meredithine National Wildlife Refuge each spring. He's related to the cardinal family. This little bird winters in Mexico, Central America, or the northern part of South America. They spend their summers in open wooded areas as far north as Iowa. They spend most of their time high in the trees, making a sighting a truly wondrous discovery. Hashtag projects can be used on many social media outlets such as Twitter and Instagram. I am choosing Facebook as I want more in-depth social interaction between the students and the local participants. Notifications will queue up, and the adult can choose whether it is a good time to share now or later. Twitter may be too fast-paced for a scheduled class day. Parents can share the information with their children easily at home, using iPads, iPhones, or personal computers. But a teacher or 4-H leader would need to have access to devices the children could use in a safe manner. Digital whiteboards would allow more interaction with the children within classrooms or 4-H meetings. I also want to create a homepage for the project, allowing the different groups of children to interact with each other as well. The homepage would also enable children access at home with their parents. My thought process is each classroom or school or 4-H club could have their own home pages, and then they could friend each other or follow their pages. The home page would also enable children access at home with their parents. This adds social interaction and opportunities to explore other parts of Southeast Kansas. Promoting the hashtag campaign could be conducted at a local level through social media campaigns by the schools. Also, if other institutions were involved, they could promote through their social media and websites as well. This hummingbird migrates north starting in early March. They reach southeast Kansas about mid-April. A quick fact, there are various websites that give timelines for different bird migrations to help bird watchers catch a glimpse of that special bird. Building your hashtag campaign is like building a house. First, you need a strong foundation. Find a core keyword. Second, you need to put up your framework. Create a secondary key phrase. Third, choosing the details that make your site unique, a home. Use favorite jargons for your key phrases. As noted in the last slide, choosing the name of the hashtag and possible connections to other tags is not as simple as 1, 2, 3. The right words need to be chosen to get the best responses. Consideration of how the hashtag will impact their target audience. This diagram was taken from a marketing hashtag article, but it relates to ours as well. The keywords that you need to choose, the most valuable keywords, are determined from these different sections. You want a keyword that is used for related searches. You need to make sure it's tied to your product, or in this case, our project. High number of clicks. You want keywords that will attract people to want to click on them. Look at all the possibilities of related keywords. Also, choose keywords that might pull in quality traffic. It talks about using popular phrases and stuff, but you also want to consider the audience that you're targeting and make sure you use keywords that would interest them as well. For my keywords, I chose birds, Kansas, and migratory birds. For the first one, I went with flyways and short-term visitors, excuse me. For the second one, I used the same first three words, but then backyard neighbors. As the project grows and ages, updating and retiring your initial hashtags to include trending social media phrases may become necessary. The children could participate as the project expands and needs updated to stay current. A hashtag project should have no more than 2 hashtags. Interactions drop off significantly with the introduction of additional hashtags. So initial hashtags may eventually need to be retired as new ones are created. There are some tips for hashtag usage. Numbers can be used, but except for the pound sign, the special characters and punctuations will not work. The search bar, hashtags make searching easy. Hashtags should be located at the end of a sentence or they can become rather annoying. Also, you can post your comments directly to a hashtag feed, making interaction very simple. Schools can do piggybacking, which is to attach invitations about webinars and special events to hashtags. This is a good thing. Also, there will be websites, but these websites will be closed so that outsiders can participate. They'll need to make the settings public. There will be websites, but they will not be closed sites so that outsiders can participate. So the post will need to make their post public. You can click on hashtags that originate from other services. So as we branch out to other social media, remember to use the same hashtag for cross-references. Also, capitalize the first letter of each word and utilize a hashtag URL to help direct people to your site. Facebook hashtags have not caught on in the marketing place as it has on Twitter and Instagram. However, for the purpose of this project, the Facebook page and hashtag could create interaction with children all over Southeast Kansas. Privacy would be an issue as the hashtag will need to be public so as to be seen by all involved. Public access will create activity and interaction, but with the public setting, administrators would be required to monitor and approve postings and comments on the Facebook page before they can be viewed on the page. This will prevent abuse and inappropriate posts from occurring. The misuse of piggybacking on events or other information on hashtags by those needing to create Facebook traffic for their site is a problem. So spam is a possibility for the project, and Facebook searches may not stay relevant. However, the participants of the project may want to use piggybacking to highlight events and webinars that they may be hosting, but keep it relevant. Keep it simple. Kansas becomes KS, or create a new acronym. Keep it obvious. Don't overlook hashtags that are already in use. These people could add to your project. Brand your hashtag to a particular title. Don't spam. Again, two hashtags is enough. If you start to add more, it becomes visual clutter and responses drop off. Define your hashtag. Create posts that will define your hashtag and purpose. Keep the definition simple. This social media project is designed for Facebook using hashtags and to be viewed and used in a classroom. I am targeting elementary age children and it is advised that children not access Facebook without adult supervision. The activities and lessons are the takeaways, and the Facebook hashtag project the conduit. This project can touch on topics introduced by the hashtag post, history of the different areas in the region, geography of the region, and also introduction of other educational websites such as Audubon and Kansas Birds. For instance, I live in Bourbon County, so Fort Scott Historic Site may be one of the items that could be explored. Also Coffeyville, Little House on the Prairie. Geological makeup of southeast Kansas is mostly Osage Cuestas, which means simply that the hills in southeast Kansas slope on the western side and drop off more sharply on the eastern side. The students can upload their art and stories to their Facebook page for their followers. This allows students to take a lead in posting comments. It could improve their spelling and grammar, and it also allows them to work with new technologies. Also, how to properly use social networking as they grow older. Social networking is a part of our daily life, and tips are sometimes learned better in a sharing environment rather than in a teaching environment. This is not a small project. The Southeast Kansas region has about 15 counties. I would hope to impact schools and those in 4-H organizations. I would envision partnering with Greenbush and the Audubon of Kansas in addition to K-State Extension 4-H Agency for additional educational funding and educational outlets to share with the kids. Greenbush is Southeast Kansas Education Service Center and is devoted to both schools and organizations through cooperation to stretch limited funds to enhance educational resources. I also hope to fund it through grants through other foundations tied in with birds and the natural state of Kansas. My goal is to share this proposal with Greenbush and K-State and possibly the Audubon of Kansas so that more children can experience the natural world. I would propose a beta test to begin the process so that any issues and concerns can be addressed and corrected. Once this project has passed the beta test, it could then be expanded to other schools and 4-H clubs in the region. Eventually, groups could decide to investigate other flora or fauna, allowing different groups to create the same project, but say for butterflies, wildflowers, or special flora and fauna that is unique to their area of the region. Social interaction would lay a solid foundation for the future stewards of the land and waterways in Kansas. Children are the future, and nature needs those who understand her needs and have developed a love for Mother Earth and her creatures. Thank you. I will leave you with the meadowlark, the state bird of Kansas. This bird is a relative of the blackbird, and he enjoys the native grasslands of Kansas. Many meadowlarks fly further north to Canada to breed, while some can't stand to leave Kansas and stay year-round. Thank you for your time.